Anurag says, what impact of this war will be on India? We saw many Western diplomats are unhappy with the Indian decision to abstain from voting at the UN Security Council. Tejas says, why did no one condemn US and NATO for abandoning Ukraine, but everybody is showing their discomfort and displeasure at India not supporting Ukraine? When did we become so important for them? And Anonymous says, what will be the consequences for India after this war as the West is pissed off with us? And how should we prepare for it? Very good questions. So the question is, why is the West suddenly blaming India? And what are the consequences? What is going to be the impact of all of this on India? Very good question. Let me share my screen and one second. So let's take a look at what the chatter is on social media. So various commentators, diplomats, think tank experts, analysts, etc., from the West are chattering on social media and putting out this message about India. So this is a guy called Robert Shrimsley. He's saying India's abstention is a useful wake-up call to those in the West talking it up as part of the alliance of democratic countries they want to build. So he is saying India is not a democratic country. It's a wake-up call for the West. Edward Luce says, whatever the calculations, misplaced loyalties, etc., India is at risk of abdicating its respect as one of the world's leading democracies. So he's saying India is losing respect. This individual, Derek Grossman, says India abstains again. Icky stuff, really icky stuff. So India is icky now, not clean, dirty. Uh, Anne Applebaum says it is shameful that India abstained. And somebody else says that in India in particular is going to have to face some extremely tough reprisals from the West. You don't get to do this and then ask for Western support when Pakistan messes in Kashmir or China encroaches on the northern border. This guy says that India and Pakistan should hang their heads in shame and not receive a single penny piece in aid from the UK. As if they are giving us any aid. They have stolen trillions of dollars worth of money from us, but they're talking about so-called aid. Alex Wickham says Western leaders are furious at Modi over his support for Putin. Jeff Smith says that I can't sympathize with Indian commentators gleefully spouting Russian propaganda and cheering on Putin. You took the wrong pill, comrades. Bruno, the great Bruno, says India fully aligning with Russia. It's a great blemish for the country, for India. Again, Bruno says that a question was very simple, but Dr. S. Jaishankar stumbled and mumbled. I guess we now know that for India, territorial integrity is something that applies only to India. So that sort of chatter is going on in the West, and there's a reason for this. They are trying to portray India as a country that is undemocratic. It is a fascist country, and it is a country that supports military aggression, and a country that supports Russia. It doesn't support democracy. It's an undemocratic, fascist, evil, oppressive, and all that kind of country. That's the impression they are trying to create on social media. What is the reason for that? They are building the justification for not supporting India in the future. In supporting India in what? Supporting India against a future Chinese aggression. The Americans are anticipating that China is going to attack India in some way in the coming future, not very far future, coming future. See, everyone believes that the Chinese will try to take Taiwan right now. That's not going to happen. Taiwan is too big a problem for them right now. They are not in a position to take Taiwan because the Taiwanese are well prepared, and it will be a red line the Americans will not allow the Chinese to cross. So what can China do? China can attack India, and the Americans are anticipating that, and they don't want to get involved in this. They don't want to help India. So right now they are creating the groundwork. They are they are laying the groundwork on social media. They are creating the justification for their people, for the citizens. Because see, if China attacks democratic India and the Americans don't help India, it looks bad. Because America always talks about democracy, democracy, democracy. And India is the world's biggest democracy. So democracies are supposed to help each other. And if the Americans don't do it, the public may not like it. So they are now trying to portray India as an undemocratic, fascist, evil, oppressive, icky kind of country. So that's what we are seeing on social media right now. So it looks like the Americans are anticipating a conflict between India and China soon. So that's what I had tweeted recently, like yesterday. I said that India needs to prepare for a short, sharp 1962 like conflict with China. Could happen before 24 or in 2024. The objective would be to inflict a military defeat on India, to break off the northeast, to cut off India's access to its northeast, and that would cause the current government of Prime Minister Modi to lose the 2024 election. If you lose a big piece of territory, the people will vote you out of power, right? And all indications are that the US anticipates this. India must be ready. That's what I said. And in response to that, Velina Chakarova, who has appeared on my podcast on this channel, she said that she anticipates military tensions between China and India ahead of September 2022, as Xi Jinping is dedicated to solidifying his power and will need the strong support of his military hawks to do that. Taiwan is not an option, so it will likely affect India. So she anticipates some sort of conflict before September this year. I said it will happen before or in 2024. And it looks like the Chinese desire regime change in India. And even the Americans seem to desire regime change in India. Nobody wants a strong, assertive government in India. They want a weak, pliable government in India. And Narendra Modi's government is not a weak and pliable government. So the Americans don't want that. Even the Chinese don't want that. So it's a paradox that the Americans and Chinese both seem to desire a change of government, a change of regime in India. And the best way to do that would be for China to attack India, break off a part of India's territory, and that would be a humiliation for India like 1962, and the government will lose power in the next elections. So that seems to be what we are witnessing right now. And because of that, to prepare the groundwork and the justification for not helping India, we are seeing all of this big campaign on social media, whose objective is to demonize India as an undemocratic, fascist, evil country. That's what we're witnessing. So we need to be prepared. India needs to be prepared for a conflict with China in the short to medium term.